On December 2024, a new free hero shooter dropped with like a really nice art style and Marvel characters. It's free, might as well try it, I don't lose anything. And what? This game is actually fun? A modern day hero shooter that is fun to play. Oh my god. Finally, a multiplayer game that's fun. Every other time I tried a multiplayer game it was shit. But this game, it reminds me when I was younger. When I was happier. When I was playing Garden Warfare 2. This game, man. Did I play the hell out of this game? I mean, it's still great, but it hasn't been updated in forever, but whatever. This is basically the only game I played on console for the longest time. Like, I poured in a lot of time into this game. Why? Well, I played the first one, and that one was my first multiplayer game ever played. And it was good. It was really fun. It was unique as hell. It was Plants vs. Zombies. But this one's just better. It's just a fun game. Because I grew up in the early 2010s, which is when all the famous mobile games started spawning. Angry Birds, Temple Run, Candy Crush, all that. But most importantly, Plants vs. Zombies. So much of my childhood was dedicated to this franchise. The OG game, PVZ2, Heroes, and of course, peak fiction right here. But most importantly, the Garden Warfare games this is really one of those games where I can't really think of anything negative to say. It's just such a fun experience, and I feel like it's a more unique hero shooter. Instead of it being a large cast of different heroes, and then one guy picks one guy you wanted to play, but that guy is already playing it, so you can't play that guy anymore, or something like that. It's like everybody can be the same character if you want. But it's 8 heroes, but each hero has like 7 different variants. You like playing as the foot soldier, starting to get bored of it, you can try the ice variant, which slows enemies when you hit them. Got bored of that too? Try the sky trooper with a super mega rapid styled gun. This is what made Garden Warfare different. And this game has so much charm, like, look at this. What the fuck? But of course, the best part of this game was the multiplayer. There's like 6 modes or whatever. Who cares? The main one that everybody plays is Turf Takeover. Basically, like one team has 6 capture points, and then the other team has to capture each point, and like each map has a gimmick like a snow or giant walnuts. Very chaotic, shit's blowing up everywhere. Actually, before making this video, I hopped back into multiplayer after like 3 years. And God, how I've missed that sound. To me, this was the multiplayer game forever, but there's a second half to the video. We'll get to that later. There's also PvE, but I won't go too in depth because Marvel Rivals doesn't have any PvE, but there's a chance it could in the future. It definitely has a chance. There's a main hub area with enemies and like 50 different side missions you could do, and the story mode, which I personally enjoy. Some people don't, but I liked it. But the backyard, which is what this area is called, is where I spent most of my time. I would spend literal hours just wandering around every area, finding everything I could possibly find. I was like, what, 8? I wasn't studying, I wasn't playing basketball. I was too busy finding every golden gnome and watching Zero X Fusion talk about the top 5 pea shooters. I used to have all-out wars with random people I met on multiplayer, and I remember this was the first game where I trash talked. Glory days. I also remember I would listen to this song whilst fighting the enemies because I thought it made me a badass. Okay. Of course, the community is still keeping the game alive with just constant streams of mods and tournaments. When I went back into this game for a replay, I got full lobbies in seconds. This game's still popping off. I will always love this game. It's like that one scene in Inside Out where it's like Islands of Imaginativity or whatever. I don't know. That's definitely in my brain, but just one of the islands is this game. Genuinely top 5 games of all time for me. And best multiplayer experience I've ever had. Well, 8 years later, things have changed with Marvel Rivals. Before I get into the delectable sensation that is Marvel Rivals, I gotta bring up Overwatch real quick. Man. I played Overwatch in the glory days, thankfully, 2016, 2018. It was so good, but I'm not gonna put it over Garden Warfare 2 because I played and liked Garden Warfare 2 more than Overwatch. But old Overwatch was so peak. I mean, I won Game of the Year for a reason. I miss when Overwatch is a good game. Nowadays, it's garbage. But I will say, Marvel Rivals is more like Overwatch than it is to Garden Warfare 2. Like, it's basically an Overwatch clone, except third person. Like, some of the characters you could say are straight just copies of Overwatch characters like Black Widow and Hawkeye in terms of gameplay. But Garden Warfare 2 is just a better game anyway. I remember downloading this game on a whim. I didn't think I would actually play it often. But here we are. I haven't been more addicted to a game since fucking Dark Souls. For like 2 weeks, the only thing I could think of was playing this game, fucking the ultimates in my brain, playing constantly when I'm trying to sleep, always wanting to try new characters, seeing what everybody's moves are. I didn't even play comp until most recently. Like, most of my time in the first weeks of the game was on quick play. But yeah, this game, oh my, this game's really fun. It feels like classic Overwatch. Every character is fun to play. Like 90% of the cast is OP. You can pop off as anybody. And the game is probably the most chaotic game I've played, honestly, surpassing Garden Warfare 2, because if you showed Marvel Rivals gameplay to anybody over 50, this game's cast is stacked. For a newly released game to have 33 characters is really good. And of course, it's all Marvel guys. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is, Iron Man, Thor. Who the fuck is this? Still, all the characters look great. The art style is it's what got me into the game, honestly, the art style. And in every game that has a selectable cast of characters, I always pick the character which I think looks the coolest or just gravitate to. And what was that character that I gravitated to in Marvel Rivals? I really like how this game's support heroes are so versatile. Like, most support can just play like DPS. Cloak and Dagger can just become DPS. Adam Warlock, crazy DPS. Jeff the Shark with his ult. And tanks aren't so restricted either. Sometimes you see a Doctor Strange block like 30k damage and drop a 40 bomb in the same match. It's fucked. Each match feels like a trip. Spider-Man flying across the map, Hawkeye one-tapping everything, Mantis making everybody immortal, and when everybody starts using their ults at the same time, what the fuck is happening? Jeff's my main, right? If the enemy team has like a Star-Lord pop ult, I use my ult to take him out of the air, which is, it's unfair. And I grab the Star-Lord plus 3 other enemies and I throw myself off the map and there, quadruple kill as support. You don't pop off like that in Garden Warfare 2 unless you use a Chili Bean or Z-Mech. The highs you get playing this game, man. One time I killed like 5 people with a Winter Soldier ult. Oh my god, I felt like the best player in the world. The last time I got as hyped as I have playing this game was 8 years ago playing right now. And the game modes are okay, it's just Overwatch. They switch between payload and capture the point. Still cookie cutter stuff, nothing unique as Garden Warfare 2, but still nothing wrong with it. I would say the community is like 20% new people, 50% multiplayer enthusiasts, like your typical Call of Duty, 2K, FIFA, Rainbow people, and 30% Overwatch motherfuckers that are retired because Overwatch is time. And this community is just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. This game got 20 million players in 2 weeks. That's like more people living on Portugal. And well, it's a typical esportsy, Overwatchy community, I feel like, which is fine. Not as tightly knit as the Garden Warfare 2 community. Man, these games are so good. But question remains, who's better, Garden Warfare 2 or Marvel Rivals? The usual comparison is between Marvel Rivals and Overwatch, but everybody knows the answer to that. But Garden Warfare compared to Marvel Rivals, they're pretty different. Honestly, I would give the overall better game to Garden Warfare 2, yeah. Due to its customization, the PvE, the multiplayer is great. Happy-go-lucky time, fantastic. There's a lot of content, but the multiplayer aspect, I will give it to Marvel Rivals. Because damn, the multiplayer. It's so addicting. It's fun to fight, it's fun to support, it's fun to tank. It's just such a fun multiplayer experience. Also, Marvel Rivals is much more of a team effort compared to Garden Warfare 2 because it's 6 people instead of what, 12? So you feel like much more of an important asset. In Garden Warfare 2, you could be like a random chomp or like get 3 kills in the whole match and still win. But if you fucking slack off in Marvel Rivals, that is definitely going to cost a lot because it's going to become a 6v5. I honestly forgot how fun multiplayer can be because modern multiplayer is pretty predatory with battle passes and micro whatever the fuck. Loot box. Low-key miss the Overwatch loot boxes. I remember opening like the summer games ones that was epic. And like, yeah, I pretty much gave up on multiplayer. I was like, man, I'll never get as excited as I did playing Garden Warfare 2. Except now. I don't know how long I'll play Rivals, but should I have, what, 300 hours in Garden Warfare 2? I think I'll play for a long ass time. Peak multiplayer specifications. Sunflower, Spider-Man. Garden Warfare is still a better game though.